Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, if you want to understand the level in which Kenyans do hate William Samoei Ruto, you just have to ask a question that Senator Samson Cherargei was trying to tackle on the radio station. How many years should William Ruto serve in the office? Cherargei is suggesting that the term limit should be changed from 5 years to 7 years. When you ask this question, Kenyans are asking 7 years for suffering, 7 years for oppression, 7 years for impunity. How I wish the same question would be asked at the time when Kibaki took over power in his first term in office, the first term. What would Kenyans say? I don't think if they will say the same thing. This is to tell you that William Ruto has been viewed, and in a conclusion of Kenyans, they see him as the worst ever president, the most oppressive president. Sijui. But there are suggestions that Cherargei is bringing here. The reason why we must change our term limit in office for us to go to another campaign. His suggestion is that it should be 7 years. You serve 7, then a campaign comes, you serve another 7, 14. It's like you've served for 3 terms in the current dispensation that we have. Ni kama umeserve to 3 terms, shy 1 year. The reason, number 1, we have subjected the country into a continuous campaign mode. Miaka 5 inaisha haraka tuko kwa campaign mode. 7 itakuwa ni ndefu, mtu atafanya kazi. There's a question I'll be asking: who has put the country in the campaign mode? Nani? Number 2, 7 is a holy number for Christians. Kwani Kenya is a Christian state? Mimi nauliza kama Mkristo. Lazima tuseme ukweli hapa. Is Kenya a Christian state? Vile wanasema ukienda nchi kama hizi za Gulf, most of them they're Islamic states. Kenya tuko hapo? That's another question that we should answer. Now, Cherargei is trying to compare the issue of Kenyans comparing William Ruto to Kibaki. That Kibaki was the best. He's saying Kibaki served for 10, Ruto has not served for 10, and the comparison is coming there. His argument should be that 7 years should be the term limit. That is what he is suggesting. I don't know how you take this, but listen to him.
Okay, so why give the president 7 years? Why?
Number 2, on the issue of term limit, 7 is a holy number for us who are Christians. Number 1. Number 2, I have told you, we have subjected this country to continuous campaigning period. We rarely give somebody in office to do. By the way, let me give you an example. We are measuring William Ruto with the 10 years of Kibaki. You hear people saying, Kibaki alichenga Thika Road, but without saying Kibaki legacy or the track record was 10 years. William Ruto has only been in office 2 to 3 years, but you want to use the track record of 10 years to judge somebody in class 2. It's timing, like giving somebody...
Senator, it's the timing of that statement that you made, yes, that may be unfortunate.
Which was part of the statement?
The statement in itself, I actually support a 7-year presidency myself.
One single term.
I see the benefits. No, it doesn't have to be single. We decide.
Yes.
That's what you put to a referendum.
Yes.
When you talk of the extension of a presidency, our lived experience in this region is that's how people become life presidents. Mm-hmm. And in the back of people's minds, they're not hearing the 7 years. They're hearing
For life.
Oh, life.
This person wants to be here
But
forever. That's what they hear.
But why does it presume that by the way, you can pass the constitution amendment and postpone? But even the beneficiaries of 2010 constitution was not directly Kibaki. Yes, it can go beyond.
And Senator, you are actually right.
Now, I want us to continue with our panel discussion, but I have a quick request. For those who are watching the channel and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Cherargei is suggesting that 5 years is not enough. 7 years should be the number. Even in US, they are serving about 4 years. But the country is not in a campaign mode. So this behavior, how did it got cultivated in this country? When Uhuru was the president, Ruto was busy campaigning to take over from him, because it was not to unseat him, because he was serving his second term. And even in the first term, when Uhuru was serving, Ruto was busy campaigning for their re-election. So who encouraged this behavior? The same man, Cherargei, is saying that he should be given enough time to serve, when he never allowed the other presidents to serve in peace. He was leading a campaign and he seated them. So, kwa nini mkuki kwa nguruwe tu ni sawa, lakini kwa binadamu iko uchungu? Alipokuwa anafanyia wengine ilikuwa ni sawa. Lakini hata pale tuko kwa saizi, who is leading campaign in this country? Even if you give William Ruto 7 years, he will be campaigning every day. That is his behavior. So who is campaigning? In fact, Kalonzo had relaxed, Gachagua had relaxed, Eugene had relaxed. Even ODM was not campaigning. They were simply protesting. It is Ruto who came with the campaign. Instead of sitting in State House to work, Kibaki wanasema muda mwingi wake alitumia kukaa kwa ofisi na kufanya kazi. Muda mchache wa campaign. Ruto, 90% of his time, he is busy in a campaign mode, globetrotting. Ako China, ako huku. Kama sio hivyo, ako kwa campaign. Ile muda anakaa kwa office is 1% of his time. So Cherargei is telling us 7 years is the best. When Kibaki took over power, the first thing he did that we remembered him for, it was to make primary education free. It was free. The only thing the parent needed to do is to buy uniform and a bag. Upe mwanafunzi aende shule, atapata vitabu huko, atapata kalamu huko, atapata penseli huko, stationery zote na masomo atapata huko. That was Kibaki. Today, I see primary school pupils or learners being sent home for school fees. Go and bring books, school fees and all that. What happened? What happened? When Kibaki took over power, we remember him for subsidizing secondary education. Secondary education was for those who can afford. But when Kibaki came in, even the poor could afford because it was subsidized. Mimi nilisoma hiyo wakati. In a school where they were paying 30,000, ulikuwa nasikia wanaambia walipe 12,000, 13,000. Secondary school. Mambo ya help na mambo mengine, it was better and easy to get. So they are frustrating even university students. So we remember Kibaki from the word go on the first day. We also have something to remember William Ruto for. On the first day when Ruto took over power, the first thing he did, it was to increase taxes from 8% of working to 16%, double digits. And he even promised us that By the time we'll be leaving office, the taxes should be at 21%, triple digits. So we have something to remember William Ruto for. The increasing of taxes that brought in the suffering of Kenyans who are oppressed by overtaxation. It sounded like highway robbery to Kenyans. So ukisema umpe miaka 10 ndio aleta maendeleo miaka 7. Kibaki kwa siku tu ya kwanza kwa ofisi, tulimuona sura yake, tukajua uongozi wake. Ruto kwa siku ya kwanza kwa ofisi tukamjua most greedy, ungodly, an oppressor. That is the character of William Ruto. So hata ukimpea miaka 7 itakuwa ni miaka 7. That's why Kenyans are saying that 7 years of oppression, 7 years of suffering, 7 years of losing our business. People are out of business. 7 years of losing jobs because investors are walking out, rendering people jobless. It will be 7 years of misery. He has told us that 7 is a holy number for Christians. Kenya is a secular nation. Sio ya kusema ati is an Islamic state or a Christian state. It is not. We are not there. Hiyo ukweli tuambiane kabisa. Hatuko hapo. So when he says, so what does he mean for the Muslim? We have Buddhists here. We have Hindus are here. Tumewakubali na dini yao. Tumekubali. Kwa hivyo tunawaambia nini? He should guard his words. So I see this push, an idea from State House, using people like Cherargei to test how deep is the water. Broad-based iko hapa, kuna mambo mengine waliongelea ambayo yatahitaji kuwe na referendum ndio yafanyike. Do they want to fix the issue of 7 years term limits in the constitution so that they can overstay in power? And when we see the issue of 7 years, we remember, like they say in the video, life presidency. Mambo ya Uganda inataka iletwe hapa. Mambo ya Rwanda inakuja hapa. Are we ready for that? We might not be ready for that.